Okay,
Since I'm
not a
on the
problem.
phone.
Hello, welcome. It is session 4 of 2061, post-apocalyptic Denver. Or just post-apocalyptic. It doesn't have to be in Denver forever. We have Del Branham of Roleplay Cafe. This will be on Roleplay Cafe. And we have Donnie as Sarah. We have Del as Langdon Phipps. And, of course, I am your naive narrator. And this is going to be great, great fun. Okay, so one of you needs to make a 3-die-6 roll for me. Give me the total, and we're going to find out what our random seed is for the session today.
You can go ahead and do it. You sure?
You're going to have to, Donnie. All I got is one die. It only takes one die.
I forgot. All right, so I have 11.
11. So let me find it on my chart, okay, and highlight it. Nice. Okay, so number 11 is how we start the session. Remember, I will make rolls through the session as things come up, and I'll make random rolls for stuff that can occur, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to fast forward time. It is October 1st today. You've had a pretty laid back first few weeks as the new warden, Sarah. You and your deputy have been fortunate that it's been cold. The heaters have been they're disorganized mess now, right? Thanks to your ending their leader, they have been kind of a mess. They've been fighting among themselves. They've been scattered. The Outlanders, who are never really organized, but the Outlanders are survival focused. So the Outlanders are more dangerous and a little more organized in packs. But you have enjoyed a couple of weeks of fairly safe and non-complicated lifestyle. However, you've had time to scavenge for food, a little bit of bullets and ammunition. You've done a few minor things for the locals as you're breaking in the warden. During this period, Simpton, the District 26 warden, took you around and showed you the landline, secure lines that are hidden in the Denver 27 area. So anytime in play that you need to call headquarters or call, you can find one of these landlines hidden and make a phone call in an emergency, Sarah. So he's showed you these locations. There are about 4 around the district. Okay. There is snow on the ground, about 4 inches. It is October. Winter has come early. The problem is that means desperation for the Outlanders and the Heaters, as they're hungry, they're cold, and they get a little more desperate. You have been out on the edges of the district, patrolling the landlines to make sure no one has tapped these secure hidden landlines. It is in the foothills northwest of Denver, and you're up against the foothills. It's about 6 inches of snow up here. The foothills provide a little bit of protection from the winds. And you guys are out on your motorcycles, right, making moves through this snow, and it is cold. You have winter clothing, okay? And you are looking for these landlines buried in the snow.
Did he give you a damn map?
What was that?
Sarah, did he give you a map?
Unfortunately, no. As I'm kind of like digging in the grass.
How are we supposed to notice where these things are? It's freaking freezing out here.
Listen, okay, it's not my fault that you forgot your flask today. You don't have to be all grumpy now. And I start looking in the ground where I'm at.
Okay. And so as you dig through the ground, it's not frozen yet. It's not quite cold enough to freeze the ground, but it's wet. This is a heavy early snow, wet snow. You dig through with probably fingerless gloves, right? So you can still do things with your digits. And you get to the area where you're pretty sure Simpton a couple of weeks ago showed you this area. And you dig through. You do find the buried under the rubble, pulling the rocks away, you do find the access line. And again, these are where you can plug your phone in and do the dial if you have to.
When I see it first, I kind of want to be like, oh, look what I found. And as I do it, I kind of hide, but I take a ball of snow and I just want to chuck it at him.
All right, I'm like, sweet splat. Stop fooling around here. It's freaking cold.
Listen, I promise you, I will refill your flask when we get home.
Let's just hurry up and do this and get down.
Yep.
Okay, so I
Nice.
plug in my landline.
Yep. And you literally hear a dial tone. These are those old AT&T that they would use to tap old landlines. That's how ancient this technology is. But you can hear a dial tone. The only number that you can call from these landlines is actual district civil authority, which is in downtown Denver. But it is at least a way to then send messages to other district wardens. So you hear the dial tone. It sounds good. Langdon, you hear echo through the foothills, a low rumble and roar. It is animal or human in acoustics, right? I mean, this isn't like natural. This is some kind of being, and it roars through the foothills.
Okay, I go down on one knee. I grab Sarah by the shoulder. Sarah, pull that out your ear. Listen.
So I stop right away and go and listen in the direction he is talking about.
Yeah,
Okay, we're gonna have
both of you make as you focus on this, make a mind check for me.
3.
No.
I missed it.
Okay.
Good.
You hear it again, and it sounds closer, as if it is coming from the northwest, coming down toward you southeast. You can't make out whether this is a normal creature like a bear or something you've heard before. This sounds foreign to you.
I don't know what the hell that is. I'm already got my rifle and trained on down one knee and just scanning the whole area. I'm looking for prints too while I'm doing this, just taking in everything.
Okay.
All right.
Right now,
Movements in the trees.
go ahead, Don.
I pull out my gun as well, kind of doing the same, trying to make sure
Okay.
when he's looking in one direction, I'm looking in kind of the opposite, so that nothing kind of
Okay.
sneaking up on us.
All right, let's put a marker down and get out of here.
So I mark it.
Okay. Who's trained in the direction of the noise? Who was trained in that? Was that you, Langdon, or?
Yeah, right now I'm trying to see where it's coming from. Obviously, there's a little bit of echo coming down off the hill.
Yeah.
So I'm just keyed up all the way looking in the brush line.
Okay. It seems to
that's
be
all.
to your right. You think you see a flash. Whip your weapon around. Then
Okay.
it seems that maybe you hear a noise to your left. You whip your weapon around. Sarah, you're planting this marker so you can readily find this next time. Of course, you don't want to leave it so exposed somebody would see it. So it's a marker
Correct.
that you guys would find. And again, you hear now crunching and crackling as if something now is. You can hear its foot steps. And this Sarah would
We're out in the open here, Sarah.
This would be to your left blind spot, right? As you're burying this marker.
Okay.
Okay. I'm jockeying to get behind some kind of a boulder, maybe an outcropping
Sure.
or some kind of defensive position, and setting up. All right.
Sure. Yeah, and as you do, and crouch behind there, you guys hear the crackling and the snapping clear now. And as you look to the left of you, because you thought you heard it from to the right up in the foothills, but now it sounds like it's crossed or it was echoing. But you see some kind of grotesque-looking humanoid. It's mutated. It's got a skull, deformed skull. It's hunched, long arms. Kind of a serrated teeth. But it looks like it had once been human, or it's some kind of mutated genetic code from the human species. It is 5'8" to 6 foot, hunched, but it's got large feet and legs, and it steps through this and roar and looks at you, Sarah, and roar, and can't. It's like it's trying to talk, but it can't. You can't understand it.
Sarah, get away from that line. Get behind me. And I'm posting up like that. What the hell is that?
I run
Never seen
around
anything
behind
like it.
him. I run around behind him, and I have my gun right out.
All right,
I
I'm like, stay where you are.
And you see, like, its hands, as it holds its hands up, it looks like it's been in some kind of a scuffle or fight. It's you can see its hands are bloodied. You can see it's got some scratches on its exposed chest. Its lips are blue, although its mouth it's hard to see, but it appears to be freezing.
shoot and ask questions later. I said, ask it just like that.
Hold on, Sarah. It looks like it looks like it's just been in contact with something up here. Something's been at it, so keep your eyes open.
Or maybe it was
All
his last victim.
Now, when it's stepping through the snow, is there a blood trail that's leaving behind?
Yeah,
dripping?
but it could well be his own, right? It could be
Yeah,
from a wound
that-
on
that's-
him. But yeah, you can see, and it looks as though all you can see is the tracks where he's come down and broke through the trees, and he's standing maybe 12 feet from you. Your motorcycles might be between you and him and the rock, and he's looking about. It looks like he's trying. It looks like he's anguished, like he's trying to communicate with you.
All right, sit down. And I'm going to I step out of this thing, and I'm still looking over his shoulder for anything that may be approaching or any other growling. And I'm walking toward him, and I got the gun. If he's going to make a move toward me, and I'm gesturing toward the ground.
Okay.
All right, get down, Sarah.
I got your back.
Okay, let's make a mind check. No, I'm sorry, a person check, Langdon, to see if you communicate this successfully.
Okay, looking down, looking up, roll it. 1. I do not.
Okay, it goes, and it, again, like it doesn't, and it starts to come towards you. It puts one of his hands on the motorcycle and pushes one of the motorcycles into the snow. Sarah, over his shoulders, you're watching this. You see something streak behind it. Actually, you see a shadow on the ground that streaks in the hillside behind this mutant.
I go and shout, did you see that behind him?
What? Keep your eyes on it. And I'm running up to the bike. But I'm telling you, get back. And I got the gun right at him.
Yeah,
You better calm down.
He reaches one hand, but not aggressively. And you see now, you both see the shadow large blot out the sun over him, the bike, and you, Langdon, as something is circling.
Okay.
I'm eyeing that shadow while you do that. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Not hard. As you look up, you see it looks like a giant bird.
I'm stepping back. Once the shadow goes like that, I'm looking up and I'm taking 2 steps back away from him. And I don't know if he's going to be looking up too, but I'll
the minute
look
he sees
directly
the
at it.
shadow, he goes, "Arr!" And he starts to turn to run. And a large rock, hits the snow, kicking up snow from the ground, and you hear a squawk from this huge flying beast, bird. And he, screaming, is trying to run down now and get away from it, under trees and rocks.
I will have mine.
Sarah, don't piss it off. I'm saying, okay, and I go down on my knee. I still got the gun toward it. Don't move. Don't piss it off. All right. Where's the rock where's it positioned now?
Well, the rock hit and fell from the bird. The bird tried to drop a large rock on the mutant.
Oh, I thought you said ROC. Okay, that was what it was.
No,
Okay.
I mean literally a boulder. This flying thing dropped a boulder and missed missed the mutant, but the mutant dived behind some trees and rocks, and it's screaming, clearly terrified.
Get to the bikes.
I follow him to the bikes, and I tell him, you watch the bird with your gun with the pistol with the scope, and I will keep an eye on the zombie dude.
Okay, so on the bike, starting the bikes, is that it?
Yeah, I'm on the bike. Yeah.
Okay, so in this cold, we're gonna have to make rolls to start this bike. So both of you, 1d6. You're looking for 4+.
6.
4.
Okay, so you guys crank them up. They pop a ride, even in this cold. And this mutant now jolts up and because now these things are now screaming to life, and he starts lumbering off, trying to get away. And you see the shadow pass. What do you want to do here?
Okay, I'm gonna start taking off down the hill.
Okay, back towards your village or where?
Yeah, we've marked that sucker. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah.
So let me make a roll here. Okay, you guys take off, drawing a lot of noise with these bikes through the snow, sliding. I mean, these don't handle as well in the snow. And you'll need to make a nimble check, sir.
Okay, I'm following Sarah. I want to make
Right.
sure that she gets out, and I'll follow her.
Yep.
So Sarah, make a nimble check as you navigate down this mountain on
I
the
just
snow.
missed it. I
Okay.
just missed it.
Okay,
I
so
gotta get away with the stink dice.
so you see Sarah, the bike. She comes off something. Because of the fresh snow, you can't really see what's under it. Hits something. The bike slides. She slides. The bike slides, and you'll suffer one wound, Sarah, as you hit an elbow on rocks and boulders and bounce. You see her bike bounce a couple of times, and you see the flash of that shadow over you as you're trying to get away. Okay, so you come sliding to a stop there. Sarah's right below you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah, you all right? You all right? I'm looking at her and grabbing her up and looking over my shoulder, make sure the bird ain't.
God damn it! Yeah, I'm okay, and I'm trying.
All right, get up, get up.
I get up on the bike.
Okay. The bike, unfortunately, appears to be worse for wear. It suffered a wound as well as you did. It's damaged. You do hear the scream and the squawk of this as it squeals, this bird, and you hear the scream and the wail of this as this mutant, as it snatches this mutant up in its talons, and as you glance up off your bike, both of you see this thing snatch this mutant, and then it pecks down between and rips its head off, and carries away this mutant.
Let's get the hell out of here. We'll come back for the bike later.
I want to take a shot at the bird. Just
Okay.
I got you standing there. I'm like, get that. Okay, go ahead.
So
What do you?
you're using the scoped pistol.
No, I'm just doing my regular gun.
Okay.
So I got a 3, so I'm good.
She's
so you
pulling it
hit,
off her hip.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this does a wound to the bird, right? And it squawks and kind of circles. It lets one talon off the mutant, but holds the body of the mutant with the other talon. One foot comes loose as it circles, and it looks right at you and eyeballs you as if it is definitely smart enough and aware enough to know you just did this thing, right? But it pulls it takes the other talon, hooks the body, and flies up higher into the mountains, and you see it. Now you take another shot at it if you want as it flies away, but it at least isn't approaching.
Yeah, I want to take another shot because whatever that mutant has, I don't want the bird to have to spread it.
Right?
All right.
Nice.
4.
4. Okay,
4.
so another wound it suffers, and you hear it squawk, and then it picks up its wings, go faster as it flies up into the mountains out of range. But it doesn't. You didn't kill it, right? But you wounded it pretty good. And he's still carrying this mutant. Okay.
Listen, I have my great-great-grandfather's old comic books on zombies. I don't know about you if you ever did research on those things, but if we're going to go out, I am not going out to a zombie apocalypse because a bird or the zombie dude. And that's what I tell him. I get back on my bike and say, let's go.
Okay.
Sarah, I figured this chill would have cooled your heat off a little bit. All right, I get on my bike and shake my head and head down.
The bike starts and the bike runs, but it's damaged, Donnie. So it's going to be a -1 effect to any nimble checks you have to make until you can fix this bike. Like the handlebars aren't quite right. Something ain't quite right on this motorcycle. So as you scream toward your cargo village, your home, and you get down the mountain. Along the way, you guys see in the distance humanoids out and about. Again, you both recognize these are probably heaters that are out scavenging. Some outlanders. They don't, they may see you and duck behind things. They may hide, but there's evidence that they're slowly getting closer to your cargo village. Every day you notice there's more activity. They're doing less scavenging in Lakewood and Littleton and around, and there seem to be more. You're noticing them more closer to the living districts. Okay.
Sarah, looks like they're tightening the noose. we got to be aware without since you off Crazy Joe. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, I
They've been-
noticed. They're looking
they've-
for me.
Yeah, they're leaderless, and it looks like they're coming into the city, into the district a little bit heavier.
Right.
So especially with this cold, what do you think we should do?
I think we need to try to get as much information, maybe talk to a few people in the underground to see if they know of anything that they're planning on doing.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe go in the city. I remember that boy told me that the one that threw in the pen with me, that I had no clue what Crazy Joe was he was doing something with the Heaters and the Outlanders. He seemed to think that he was safe coming into Heater territory, and they threw him in the pen with me. But maybe them connections that we think are severed, there could be some ties still there.
Maybe they're trying to unite. We need to find out whatever it is.
Okay.
Well,
So, do you guys have an idea of who you want to talk to?
I want to go back into town, Sarah. I want to go back into town and talk to KJ. I'll pull him out of
I think that's a wise decision.
JK?
yeah.
Interesting. That happens to coincide with your role to start the session is JK. So you're gonna go talk right to the guy.
Last week we said screw it.
That's awesome.
This time it's like, yeah, let's play the plot.
Yeah, he may know something we don't. He was in the city a good while.
Right.
Yeah.
Lord knows I was stuck in that pen waiting for him to come back, but
Right.
I got sick of it and had to break out.
As you guys motor down, following much of the track you left going out, so now you've got a little bit of, you've worn out some of the snow, you've got more of a serious way to ride without guessing what's in front of you under the snow. The snow comes and goes, but the reality is October 1st, this much snow already, you can only imagine how this could be a life-threatening winter for many of you, okay? As you slide into the cargo village, pop off your bikes. You know JK has been working with Chuck. However, since Crazy Joe has died, they haven't felt they had to hide Symptom or you, Langdon, from the Heaters since Crazy Joe was killed. So they've allowed JK to work there at Reset Saloon, and so you can pretty much find him in the village somewhere, right?
Okay.
At Reset Saloon.
All right.
So I want to go first to the Reset Saloon
Okay.
because I want to go and refill his
Flask.
Get him 2 flasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following her close behind her.
The Reset Saloon, again, this cargo village consists of maybe 12 people live here full time.
Yeah.
And that includes you two, Chuck and JK, that's 4. There's about 8 others. Jug and Sally Jennings, the hooker, right?
Yeah.
Jugs and Sally. So, you're talking about there's 6 other people. But Reset, because of the cold and the winter, as you pull up out front of Reset, everybody in town is in Reset around burning barrels. They're keeping up their alcohol level in their blood so they don't freeze to death, right? These people don't have much else to do but survive, right?
Hey,
so
Chuck.
And they all, of course, nod at you and wave. But this little cargo double-decker bar is full, right?
Hey, Sally, you seen Chuck? I look behind the bar looking for him. Has he been over filling a flask?
Chuck's down there in his hole, and that's, remember, he built this on top of an old shelter. So there's a hatch that goes into an underground nuke shelter. So she points over the bar. He's down in his shelter.
Hey, Chuck! I yell down into that hole, lean over the bar. Hey, Chuck!
You see him poke his head up, puts a hand on the railing of the stairs. Yeah,
you got JK?
Help yourself. It's busy today. Help yourself. And then you see his
Hey, you got JK down there with you?
He pokes up. JK, he's not down here, but he should be around. He's got it in his. He's got a plan. He was looking for y'all. He may have actually gone out looking for you.
Well, isn't that a coincidence? All right, Chuck, get back to it.
Okay.
I go behind the bar and I get a old-fashioned glass and pour some of the stuff in there, and I hand it to him. I go, "Here you are, Mr. Grumpy Pants," and I just hand it, and then come back around.
Okay. I slam it down. Yeah.
Swollen.
Next time, bring it with you before.
And where the snowball hit him in the face is a little swollen and red, right?
Yeah. I say, next time, bring the shit with you instead of when you go carry me out to the cold like that. It's freaking ridiculous. Anyway, I down it real quick and sit it on the bar and turn around and say, "Hey, Sally."
Yeah.
You know where JK went? Chuck saying he's looking for her.
He said he was going to look for y'all. But,
yeah, no joke. I just said that.
Yeah.
You know where he...
You just went out looking for you. Jugs may know. Jugs is around back. You know, he's behind our cargo shed. You know, he's always back there doing something. Jugs may know.
He couldn't have gone too far. All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I step out.
You almost bang into Judge as you step out. It's something you and Jugs.
Oh,
you know,
hey, Jugs.
Yeah. And he's fiddling with his hands, puts his hands in his pockets. Yeah, what's going on, Langdon?
It's cold out there, ain't it? Now, I'm in the doorway, not letting him through, okay? Letting the breeze hit him. It's cold out there, ain't it?
Yes, it is. Let me. He
you seen Jay? You see? Hey, wait a minute, Bo. You seen JK?
JK, yeah. Listen, he's got it in his head. He says now that Crazy Joe's dead, he wants to set up a motorcycle repair shop in that old place you found him in. He's got it in his head. It's crazy.
It wasn't me. It was okay.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Okay. I know.
Right.
I had to stop myself. I almost did that earlier.
This is what happens, right? You should have to wear a mask or something.
I get one from Todd. But anyway, okay. A motorcycle shop.
Yeah, so Nash rescued him from Crazy Joe, but he found him in an old motorcycle garage down in Lakewood. And he's got it in his head. He wants to make that his home, and he wants to have a motorcycle shop down there. He thinks you two can help him secure that and set it up. He was kicking around all morning. It's like he woke up with this thing itching him, and he's determined.
So he had to get out.
Yeah, I know he is.
I didn't hear you there, Sarah, over the noise of the echoes of that cargo shed with all those people in there. What was that?
So you said that he headed to that shop that he wants to open up?
I don't know where he headed, but he was looking for you guys. I'm assuming he headed there if he didn't find you out there in the trail. You guys left a nice trail to follow.
Sarah, he's got a hair up his ass. I knew he was coming into town and getting parts when Crazy Joe had him stuck out there at that airport with me at a DIA. So he was coming into Chicago to get some stuff. I didn't know where it was, but since old boy said Lakeland, I got a good idea. Mm-hmm. All right. So anyway.
Yeah, I say let's go because maybe if he has anything set up, he can fix my damn bike. And I look at it where it's been busted. And
well, there you go. If he's got parts in the shop, that's where we need to go anyway. But if he's wanting to reopen that, and it could be in the neighborhood of the heaters anyway, we need to find out if there's any activity there, what they're doing.
Jugs is, kind of tap dancing out here. He's got like his shirt on. He's got his hands in his pockets. Listen.
Oh hell, get on in there, Joe.
Listen, that place is on 62nd and Federal.
All right. Thanks, bud. Get on in there and get warmed up.
Okay, thank you. And he goes by you, bumps into you as he squeezes through the door. And then you see him go over to a barrel, sticks his hands over it, and he's warming. Sally comes over and is hanging on him. They seem to be a couple when she's not, providing services for someone else, right? Okay.
Yeah. Cute couple, ain't they, Sarah? Still, I like him. He's humorous. He helps out.
So, I turn to him and I go, "Do you have your flask? We might need it to keep us warm on the road."
My flask? You mean my second flask? You blew the first one all to hell out in that tunnel.
That's right.
Let's go. So I go back in there. So I go and ask for 2 flasks.
So Chuck's behind the bar at this point. He looks at you. You give me a bullet, and I'll give you 2 flasks full.
I go just like this.
Give him a bullet, Sarah. I'm hearing this from the door.
I go, you see that jar with the head behind it? Yeah.
I can spare these. Yeah, he pours, he tops you up, slides it over, and he said, now these are the only 2 flasks I have left, so I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to find your own in the future, or we're gonna have to definitely trade in future. These are the last 2 I have.
All right.
Yeah, that trick's only going to work so long, Sarah. I say, as
I
you
look at you, I'm
walking up
like,
with me.
I just mouth it, like, turn to him, mouth, like, will you shut up? like that.
Come on, girl, let's go. All right. I hop back on my bike out there. And,
okay.
Well, hell, the last time she roughed that bike up, too. You know that.
That's well, a trap roughed it up. Remember, she triggered a net trap that wrecked it. Yeah.
The pink dye messed it up.
Okay, I rub my hand all over the Bondo and stuff that's on the bike and stuff like that. And I say, Langton's going to be so proud when he sees his baby.
Yeah.
With what you did with it. No, not Langdon, but Simpson.
Simpson.
Yeah. I just give him the glare and get on the bike.
At this point, it's almost midday, so the sun is up. The clouds are. The great thing about even post-apocalyptic Colorado is we very often have snow, and then it's gone by the afternoon, and we have blue skies. You can see the skies are bluing up, the sun's above you, so you have a good idea that this 4 inches or so of snow will be gone in a couple hours, despite being a colder fall, right?
All right, wrap up. We have about a 15-minute ride. It's going to be
it is. It's about a 20-minute ride through. Again, this is the outer district, so definitely a lot more dangers out here, right? As you hit the roads, what roads that you know are aware of through the wreckage of vehicles and rubble. Again, you've seen more activity recently closer to the village. You pass a couple quickly. You see a pack of Outlanders cross from one building to another, running parallel with you, but you outrun them ultimately, leave them back in those buildings. But I need you both to make a mind check to your left, right, as you're hauling through here.
All right.
5, I made it.
5, I made it.
Okay, so Sarah first, as you look over to the Outlanders, you see these pack of kids chasing you. And Langdon, you're seeing the same. And as you come back, eyes to the road to make sure you don't wreck this bike, you see coming as you pass it almost, and you have to double take it. You see a antenna or something literally come up out of the ground. It's coming up kind of as you pass it. You have to double take it and maybe slide as you see this antenna coming up out of the ground.
Hey, whoa, and I stop.
Both of you see it, yes.
Yeah, I stopped along with him.
You see that?
What the hell?
Just keep a look at it. See them damn Outlanders around here like roaches.
Yeah, and you can hear the ones you passed, 2 minutes ago. You can hear them yelling and hooping and hollering as they're making their way through the rubble of the buildings, headed in your direction, these Outlanders. But to your left, as you sit there idling your bikes, plain as day, there is this metal rod that just came up through a something in the ground, like a manhole type cover, right? But it's not a manhole. I mean, it's not like a sewage manhole, but it just literally popped up through the ground.
I got a bad feeling about this, Sarah.
Me too. I don't want to necessarily leave it, but I'm also nervous with these Outlanders and heaters.
All right, make sure you're locked and loaded.
I get it ready, and I'm just like looking around.
Mm-hmm. You see it pop open at the top, boop, and it kind of makes you jump and aim.
Yeah.
Again, you're hearing even closer the hoops and the hollers of this pack of Outlanders as they're racing toward you. They're probably now 50 yards from you, and this thing starts to spin, and you can see a red light blinking on it as this thing's spinning.
So a red light at the top of this antenna, basically.
Yeah, and the antenna's probably from the ground to this thing that popped open and is spinning with this like red beep. It's about 10 feet high off the ground.
Do we try to take it out, or?
Let's get the hell out of here. It looks like it's calling them. Looks like they're coming to it for some reason. Let's pull over to the side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys want to tick away around a building and try to hide? Or something?
Exactly, and see what's going on.
Okay. You watch as half of this pack of Outlanders it breaks off, and they kind of come to a stop, and they're looking at this thing like they've never seen it before. The others don't realize it's there, and they're chasing the direction you guys went. So you part, maybe you cut off your bikes, I don't know, and you can see around the corners as some of them stopped and they're looking at this thing, while the others are chasing in your direction. Now,
Yeah,
six,
still,
three
I,
are chasing, 3 have stopped. There's a total of 6 in this pack of Outlanders.
I don't cut off the bike because I want to be able to jet if need
Right.
be.
yeah, I'm the
With
same
my
way.
damage.
Okay. Yeah, so you can readily get away from them, but they are still chasing like they think they can catch you. But you did see the other 3 stop, and they're looking at this as confused as you were.
So I
Okay.
feel more confident now because they don't know what it is either. So I say let's get going because it's not something associated with them. That's my hunch.
All right, well let's keep them bottlenecked. I want to go down the side passages, back ways.
Okay.
I know it's a bike, but
Right.
I'd rather.
Yep. So
All
you
right.
do through rubble, over rubble, through these areas. You slow down, speed up. Not a problem. As you come out of these buildings and drop onto a main street, again, you can see once in a while you see a person out scavenging. They may or may not be heaters. They're just people trying to
Yeah,
survive.
yeah.
The snow is almost completely melted, and there are times you drop into divots and you splash the water. The bike churns up black mud and stuff, and you're getting dirty
Yeah.
and filthy now. And as you find your way to Federal, work your way through, and eventually you're putting along now close to 60th Street, 61st Street, and you're getting close to 62nd as you slow
You said-
down.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Jug said it was 62nd and Federal.
Yep. And you
Keep your eyes
can
open.
come to a stop like a block before it. And
I know. If this is the place he was going to, there had to be some heaters here because this is where Crazy Joe was operating out of.
Yeah.
This building is a cement building. It's got a double garage metal door that's down. On top, you can see what's left of tarps that were hung up there to make some kind of living arrangement on top of the cement building. On this side of the building, you can actually see a ladder that climbs up to the top of that building, right? And you see around it, God, it looks like a decomposed body. It looks as though there was some kind of activity here a while back, but the door of this thing is down. It's like a double car garage, metal door, and it's a cement building that's like 2 stories.
Okay, I'm
Can
walking
we-
up to it. I'm looking for footprints around this place in the
Uh,
snow.
Yeah, that's the snow's melted. It's wet.
Gotcha.
It would be
It's
hard
slush.
to tell. Yeah,
Can
slushy.
we
Like
see
slush.
can we see on the body if they had any markings, clothing, or anything to
It
see?
used to
if
be a
they're
heater, half-eaten, decomposed heater. He's got the ribbon. It's some of his, so he's probably 3 or 4 weeks old. This body, it's probably been nibbled on by all kinds of things, rodents, etc. But it is an old heater. You can tell from the ribbon on his tied to his, or laying about his garments, right? The colored ribbon.
It's like something went down here. I'm
Yeah.
hoping old JK's all right. And I go bang on the door, the metal door. JK, you in there?
It rattles and makes a ton of noise. Tang, 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 and this whole thing rattles. You can hear it rattling, and you can hear a chain that's reverberating and rattling against it. on
Just
the inside.
from me hitting
Yeah,
it,
just
basically.
from you hitting it, it's rattling.
I pull out my gun just in case the rattle draws attention to anyone.
Make a mind check for me, Donnie, as you draw your weapon. While you're banging on this and it's creating this noise and rack.
Yeah.
Okay, you see something pop up over the top of the roof, looking down, and then they disappear. But you definitely saw something pop up and look over the edge.
Someone's on the roof, and I point my gun up in the
Okay,
direction.
I just turn and get narrow profile with my back against it.
Okay.
And look up and holding the gun up.
Yeah, you
What'd you
guys
see?
both hear clamoring about, and you hear voices. You hear a voice, and then you hear a second voice in response. You hear clamoring around up top on this.
Oh hell, Sarah, I think You see a ladder over there on that side.
Yes.
Yeah, from here you can't see the ladder. So the front of the building is the garage. On this side of the building, at the end, on the corner, is the ladder. So you couldn't see it where you'd have to go down to the edge and peek.
I'll
Right.
cover you while you go down to the ladder.
Okay. Listen, if I'm going up there, I'm only going up there because you're a cracked shot. You watch my back, and if I get up there, I'll see what I can see, all right?
All right.
So as
All right, you owe me for this, Sarah.
narrow
And then I
profile
start-
along the wall, right?
Yeah.
And peek, you see, and you hear it more than first. I mean, you hear this, and as you look, you hear his boots or tennis shoes as he slides down the ladder, going, as he's sliding down.
Immediately, I'm out with my pistol,
Okay.
and I'm pivoting around looking at him because I know Sarah's got the top area, basically. But once I see him sliding, that I'm going to try to get there before his boots hit the ground, all right?
Yeah, and so you're right there, and he hits,
Don't move.
and you hear somebody above your head say the same thing. Do not move, civilian.
And I have my gun pointing.
Yeah, so you see Sarah plainly,
Who is
right?
this? All right.
The guy above you's got a helmet on, like a motorcycle helmet, a black mask. He's wearing black. He's got some kind of weapon that you know of it, but you've never had one physically. Looks like an automatic weapon. The guy at the bottom is dressed identically, and he's got his weapon on his back, and he lands and is looking directly 5 feet, right, face to face with Langham. And again, this guy's wearing a uniform. He's got a black helmet. Head kind of cocks. You can't see his face through this black visor. The other guy's above, pointing at you, Langham. He sees you, Sarah, but he's pointing his gun at Langham.
When he's makes the civilian comment, I announce myself as a warden and I ask him what is he doing.
He said, "That's none of your business, civilian. Back away. Get away from this building. This is our business."
Okay. I still got the pistol on. And what are you doing here? Who are you affiliated with? To the guy that's on the ground, okay?
The guy he just shakes his head. His hands come up. We are not at liberty to tell you. Move along, civilian. It's better for you just to move along.
We're coming for a civilian from our district. We heard word that he came here. We're here to retrieve him.
No one's coming here.
He's under our jurisdiction.
Well, no one's
come here.
Nobody has come here.
Who with? Are you with the Living District?
He doesn't verbally respond to that. He just shakes his head. The guy on the roof is back and forth from Sarah to you.
Show me some ID.
You
Right.
hear him.
Sarah,
You hear him
show me your
laugh.
ID.
You hear him laugh. The guy on top says, "There's no ID. We owe you nothing."
I go, what do you know about this dead body over here? Just like that.
Uh,
And I motion with my head, like, to the dead body.
Another victim of the situation that you find your government in. He's just another victim.
We're not removing ourselves off the premises without you showing ID.
Yeah, the
All right,
guy
I got
laughs. There's no ID.
Okay. Now when I'm looking at him, does he have any kind of a billy club? Does he have any kind of
He
weaponry on him?
he appears to have on his hip some kind of a radio. He's in a black jumpsuit, combat boots, a black helmet with a black visor. Again, he has some kind of looks like automatic machine assault rifle or something on his back. It's
I'm
clean.
thinking they have
This
something to
gear,
do
by
with
the
that
way,
radio
this gear looks clean. This gear looks, it looks like it
Yeah.
is new, right?
Yeah, I just don't know what I'm dealing with or what it wouldn't. So I'm gonna play Langdon just like he. Tell us what you've done here. We need J.K. back. All right, he's a friend of mine, so that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, the guy on the roof says no one has come here. If they did, we would have done the same to them that we're doing to you, running you off.
All right, so I look up, still have the gun pointed. I'm like, can you at least give us this confidence of, and we'll leave, if you let our friend know that we came looking for him and to go back home.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you are who? Who are you, civilian?
I told you, and I'm a warden. My name is Sarah.
Warden
You still
Sarah.
got you still got the of District 27. You still got the emblem.
Yeah, I kind of motion with it, but I don't want to let like my arm down.
He nods and laughs. Yeah, for what it's worth, you're the warden of District 27. All right, Sarah, I'll tell him. Now,
Damn it, are you sure about this,
back
Sarah?
away from this building.
Are
And
you sure about this, Sarah?
As I just take one little step back, I go, just so you know, if you don't or you do something to our friend, we have many friends, more than it seems like you have here. And we have ways to take care of business. Just ask the guy whose head's in a jar. Just like that, as I take another step back.
Yep. He just trains his weapon on you, nods. The guy at the standing in front of you, hands up, just nodding. He never takes his eyes off you, Langdon, as all this is going on. He's nodding at you.
Okay, I'm taking a step back. I'm looking, Sarah. Are you sure? And I take a step back to where you are. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I whisper to him, I think these are the assholes with the radio antenna. If we go back there, we might be able to find more information than getting it out of these two assholes. Just like that.
We need to get in. I think we need to get in contact with Simpson and see if he knows anything about this. Obviously, there's some stuff going on here that we should have been. I don't know why they're holding their credentials from us. All right, and I'm around the corner, and we walk over to the bikes, and where's a link around here, a telecom link?
This is 2 blocks down. To the west, buried in the rubble of a building.
Okay.
So 2 blocks west of this would be Federal and 64.
So, yeah, let's go there, give them a call.
They watch you. Once you step away, Langdon, to head back around the building to your bike, he slides his weapon off and trains it on you. The guy on the roof crosses the roof, following both of you, and then stands at the corner of the roof, watching you both. They don't say another word as they just watch you mount up and head down the street towards 64.
Sarah, whoever those guys are, they're packed. They got some equipment like I've never seen.
My question to you is, when you were under Mad Joe's, Crazy Joe's custody, what was he up to? Because you said this shop was under Crazy Joe's authority. What the hell's in here?
All I know is JK. He had JK coming in here and working with the heaters that were in town. He would come back and bring me tools and help me work trying to build a flying machine, a helicopter, out of DIA. But JK would leave off for a couple of days and then come back. But I knew he was coming in Denver area somewhere. This is obviously the place.
How do you feel about waterboarding? And I look at him just like that, just like not saying much else. Just how do you feel about waterboarding?
Well, I think you're crazy.
What if we get a hold of one of these heaters and we interrogate them?
I don't think these heaters are going to know anything about this. Something's going on here.
But they've
locked this place down.
In there. They might know what's in there. And
yeah, you see that heater was laying out there dead 2 or 3 weeks. Something's gone down here.
I know that.
You may have a point about that. Whatever we encountered coming on the way over here.
And if they know what's in that garage, then we know what that thing is after. And if we find and stumble across some dumbass heater, we might be able to convince them that we can be their new leader and have them help us break in there and then just kill them afterwards.
That's a long way around, Sarah. That's a long way around.
She's thinking
And we
in
need to
big
deal with the here
She's
and
thinking
now.
in big picture down the road.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a long way around. We need to think of the here and now. I don't know. We need to find J.K. He knows what's in there. Now it's a motorcycle shop, maybe just motorcycle parts.
Maybe.
And if Crazy Joe,
Yeah.
since he's gone down, a lot of things have changed. And with these guys in the area here, I don't know what's going on. Langdon, I think we need to ask Langdon if he has any inclination of any movements around this area, and see if we can find J.K. on the way.
All right.
Any
let's
word
go.
from him?
Yeah, let's go and try to communicate on there and kind of put out word that JK's missing, and if anyone has seen him,
Okay.
to have him report.
Okay.
Back
So
at
you're
the
gonna stop here at the ruins at 64 and dig out your landline thing. Is that it?
Yeah.
Call? Is that what?
Yeah.
Okay. So you dig through these ruins. I'm assuming you're covering her while she's digging this out, hooking
Oh,
the
yeah,
phone
definitely.
in, and you can dial directly to Simpton, or you can dial to Denver Civil Authority headquarters.
I want to make it known to everyone. Why don't we just do Denver? That way, word gets out that JK's missing.
So you hear a gruff female voice on the other end. Denver Civic.
Hi, yes, I want to report suspicious behavior as well as a missing person.
Yeah, hold on. And you hear a click, 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 and then boom, another pickup. This sounds like a very middle-aged man. Speaks very calm. Yes, can I help you? This is identify yourself, please.
Hi, this is Warden Sarah. I'd like to report a missing person. His name is JK. He was last seen heading to this garage, but the garage is now under control of some suspicious characters.
Suspicious characters. Where at?
And I give him the location of the
62nd and Federal.
That is in non-living. That is in the wasteland. Why would this be important to us?
because the heaters are after the same location.
The heaters. They want the location.
What's taking them so long, Sarah?
I go and I pass. I'm like, will you take him? He just doesn't want to hear me out. You got more of a mean personality. Just give him shit. And I pass it over.
Sarah's all about action. She
Yeah.
I'm like, I fumble with the phone or whatever. Put it in. Hello, who am I speaking with?
This is Denver Civic Enforcement Authority, John Robinson.
Denver, John, we got some stuff going out here in District 27. I know this is not your normal jurisdiction and area, but we're responsible for it, and we need to let you know that something's going on out here.
Yes.
There's some uniformed, professional-looking troopers, for lack of a better word.
I'm looking around and kind of
Sure.
watching our area.
Okay.
They've commandeered a building at 62nd and Federal.
Describe these individuals. This is not a local gang. This is not local riffraff.
No, this is something that we don't normally run into. We were going there to search down for a missing person, JK, and they wouldn't let us in the building or identify themselves, and they held us at gunpoint and told us to disperse, despite the fact that we're in jurisdiction over this. We didn't want to respond without checking with you first to see if something is going on there. That's all we need to know.
District 27, hold on 1 minute, and you hear dead air for a minute.
And I kind of mouth over to him. I didn't want to let him know about the guys because they could be a part of them, kind of thing, and just like that.
Nice. About the time he comes back on, Sarah, you hear 2 blocks down in the facility of that in the vicinity of that building. You hear automatic fire, and from that direction. Not
That's
at you,
okay.
but in general, right? Not at you, but in general.
Yeah.
And he comes on and says, "Yeah, you are to acknowledge and adhere to those orders. Leave that building alone. Leave those gentlemen alone. We will investigate further. Over."
Investigate. I hear him firing off right now in the distance. We're not two blocks away from their location.
Then at you? Are they firing at you?
No, but they're firing at some. There's some activity there at the location.
Well,
At this
it
point,
could be
I'm kind of like
heaters.
looking at him and telling him, "Like, just hang up. We got to get out of here."
Oh, nothing. I swear.
I will repeat, District 27, you abide by this order. Leave that building and these people alone. Is that understood?
Be a lot better understood if we knew who we was working with and why we should. I don't like secrets. And then I slam the phone down and hang up. All right.
Yep. As you hand it back to her and she starts to unhook it, the phone rings.
I snag it up. Hello?
Yes, District 27. Is this is Sarah, Warden Sarah?
Yes.
Yes, I will repeat this order to you as you are the warden. You are to leave that building and those people alone. Is that understood?
I go just like this, F off, and slam the phone back down, and then pick
Nice.
it up.
That's
It's crazy.
You've only heard that one bit of automatic fire. That's all. Just that one little, and that was it. You haven't heard anything
JK.
since.
JK might be in danger. We got to head back down that way.
JK. But what would they want with that little old man?
Listen.
He wouldn't be any threat to them.
No, but if he was to walk up and be like, "What the hell are you doing on my property?" and
Well, he knows that's not his property, Sarah. He's working for Crazy Joe.
If he's wanting to open up shop and he has his heart set on it, he just might. I mean, what else does he have?
Oh hell! But I know JK. He ain't got that much balls.
All right, I'm trusting you. And I let it out the side. I go, "Let's get going."
All right. I do think you have some. Let's go back there and see what's going on at that location where that antenna came up. I don't know
So
what the hell that was.
Okay.
But keep a lookout on for those heaters, those Outlanders.
Yep.
It was Outlanders, right?
Yes, a pack, 6 Outlanders.
Yeah, because they're coming in. They're coming in close.
Yep. And they,
the city.
they swarm. They swarm as a group. They use their numbers to overwhelm you. So they're always in packs. Okay.
This situation is just complicated things with this building here.
So as you maneuver your bike through the wreckage and the ruins around, I'm assuming slow enough that you can see any potential ambushes. As you arrive about half a block from where this antenna had come up and was spinning and blinking, it's not there now. It looks as though it's come back into the earth, right? So if you ride over to investigate, you can see this.
That's what I'm doing.
It looks like some kind of metal, like again, almost like a manhole cover, but it's domed and it is bolted into the concrete of the old road. And again, you can see the hole where this thing popped up out of and did its thing and then came back down and in. You don't see any Outlanders around you right now or in this area. You're not hearing anything either.
I got the pack if you want to try to open it.
I've already pulled up to it. I've stepped off the bike and I'm looking at you and I look down at it and I take the end of the gun and kind of ting 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 ting, seeing if I hear any hollowness.
Yeah, it echoes up from the little hole. You definitely get a sense that this caps a larger room or a larger something.
Yeah, there's something down there in the sewer works. We need to find out what's going on. I don't know if it has anything to do with those jack-offs over there at 62nd and Federal. But we don't need to mess with them, Sarah. I don't think that's a good idea. We just let them do whatever they do. They're going to complicate things more for us. With all these heaters and Outlanders pouring out and winter coming down, we got our hands full as it is.
Yeah.
So we'll leave those jack legs alone. Yeah, how far away is, no, I don't know little Johnny. All right, so I won't say anything about that. I don't think so. So, I bang on the top of that dome in kind of frustration.
Okay. Again, you
All
hear
right.
ding ding.
Hell. Yeah. Bang on
So it might pop up sooner than later. Maybe we can camp out. Wait
it.
till.
Are you kidding? I'm freezing my ass off here.
Listen, take a couple sips. You'll be fine.
This is hell. We need someone to blow this cap. Instead of keeping us out of going down there and finding out what the hell's going on. You think if it's down in the sewer works, is there another entrance down there?
Let's
Something's
go.
down there.
We can speak to Johnny because I don't feel
Johnny.
comfortable going down in that tunnel.
Yeah,
Johnny,
Johnny.
who in the hell are you talking about, Johnny?
He's a kid I know.
A kid. A kid's going to help us out here. What the hell are you
Listen.
talking about?
Him and his wife, him and his mother are kind of family to me. I'm sure I can get some explosives or something from him.
Family to you. Yeah, I trust family. They go a long way.
Listen, my
All right,
family.
let's just do it.
Stick together. Let's go.
Do it. I got your back, Warden.
So you're going to
Anywhere,
Maryland and
anywhere
Johnny's?
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, anywhere that's warmer than here.
And this isn't far. This is 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This is 10 minutes south. Where you're at is roughly 10 minutes south of Maryland and Johnny's little shelter.
But
which
the
is
whole
in a-
way I'm bitching going, are we there yet? Where's this Johnny?
10 minutes.
Where's Johnny, Sarah? Where's Johnny?
As you pull up, you find Marilyn is not there. You see the hatch of their shelter is shut. There's nothing cooking on their normal. Remember, she's always out front, bundled up, and she's always cooking a stew in a large pot. The pot's there. There is food in it, but there's no fire. As you walk up and feel, maybe touch it, it's cold. Their
Does the
cap on their
food-
shelter is shut.
Does the food
I
look
kick
like
over the
it's
pot. I'm like, what in the hell
prepared?
you bring me here? Go ahead.
I go over to where the pot is. I want to see if the food, even though it's cold, is it been sitting there? Is it spoiled, or is it like?
It's
Then they'll
it's almost frozen, like it's been cold overnight.
Shit. I run over to.
Rich relatives, Sarah.
I look at him. I go, "Will you just shut up?" And I bang on their thing, and I go, "Yo, it's Sarah. Open up, please."
You hear the and it pops open, and you see little Johnny poke his head up. You better get in here. There's people out there that are dangerous. Get in. And he flips the hatch open, and he slides down and says, "Get in here."
I go and look at him. I'm like, "Let's go, and keep your mouth shut, okay? You got me." And I did
Okay,
this.
you going down first? I'm kind of looking around like,
Yeah.
hell, kid's got more sense than we do. Maybe he's got a fire down there.
So
All right, and I follow down and shut the hatch behind me as I slide down.
yeah.
Okay.
And he says, "Make sure you spin it so it locks."
All right. I start
So
spinning
as you slide in, they've got bunks on both sides of the wall. This is long and narrow. You can see where they've got some canned food. They clearly have all kinds of stuff they've been scavenging for years, probably. His
Yeah,
mother
spoke too soon.
his mother's sitting at the far end. She's sitting by a butane kind of tank, but it's being fueled by some kind of gasohol. Maybe they've got it burning. It's not butane. It's like and she's warming there.
I walk it up and stoop beside her and start warming my hands.
And she
Fuck
just,
y'all got to sit up.
She just looks at you and says, "Sarah, who's your friend?"
Oh, thank goodness you guys are okay. Just like that.
Yeah.
And I go, "He's my partner. He's a little rough on
Yeah,
the
I
edges,
like-
so he'll get
I like
you
that
there."
partner.
I just
I
give
like
him a
that.
glare like, "Shut up." Type thing.
She
Yeah.
says, "Y'all see those folks out there?
What folks?
The men in black with those helmets and those weapons. They came through here yesterday asking questions about about that old
Y'all saw-
garage down there.
Y'all saw them? What do you know about them?
All
Big
I know is they gave us the willies. They are very well organized. They gave us the willies. So my boy and I decided we had shut down for a couple days to stay in here.
We ran into him. JK. You know JK?
I don't know JK.
He's that little old man about 70 or so. You'd notice him. He's all stooped and hunched over. But over there, Chuck, the Reset Bar. He said
I know
JK
Chuck.
but he said JK was heading over here towards 62nd and Federal. That building over there. Because we went there.
When they came around bugging us and harassing us, and little Johnny finally told them where that garage was.
What did he tell him?
We shut down, locked down. We haven't seen anybody. No one's come
Johnny-
by here until you.
Johnny, when did you tell him?
Johnny says this was yesterday about 2 p.m.
Oh,
They
hell,
came-
sir.
they
They've
came by
been
here.
there.
There were 4 of them, and they had some kind of armored vehicle.
Armored vehicle.
Armored vehicle. What did it look like,
They
boy?
drove up in it looked like a Jeep with metal plates on it. Painted black.
So,
I told you we're dealing with some shit here, Sarah.
so Johnny, and I take the sword that's off of my back, and I go, you see this piece here?
Mhm.
What can I get for it in the ways of ammunition for explosives? I need something, because we've got to get into somewhere.
He says, "Well, listen,
Would,
right down the hill in my little lab, I can make you some explosive ammo, but we're gonna have to go down the hill into my little garage."
Okay.
where'd you see that tank hit? I mean, that Jeep, armored Jeep heading off to?
It pulled up literally out front, and these guys piled out of it with guns, pointed at my ma and I, and asked us questions, told us to comply. They threatened to take our shelter and steal all of our stuff if we didn't comply. So of course we told them it's just an empty garage. So we told them.
Comply with what? What did they want you to do?
They wanted
What was the
to know where that garage was at. So we told them, and they said they were going to check it, and if we had lied to them, they were going to come back for us. Well, nobody's been back since you knocked on the door.
How many guys jumped out of that Jeep?
There were 6.
Come on, you can remember, Johnny.
There were 6. Now two
All
were
heavily armed.
I don't know. The 4 that got out were armed. The 2 were sitting in the front. One driver, one in the passenger seat. They didn't get out. I don't know if they're armed, but the 4 that piled out of it were armed.
This is some heavy
Something's
shit,
going
Sarah. Excuse me, ma'am.
Something's going down. I don't like how they're shaking down people. There has to be something in there that we don't know about.
Well, hell yeah, there is. We should have called Langdon and find out if he's got his ear to the ground, if something's going on. If he knows anything about it. This is some heavy duty shit. This is nothing that we deal with on a normal basis. We're in over here, Sarah.
You have never seen anything like these guys that you saw, and you've never heard stories about guys like this. So this is new to you for sure, both of you. All right.
Sarah, this is some heavy shit.
I just look at him worried, and I go, let's get the explosives, and we can come up with a plan.
I don't know what the hell we're going to do. You're going to get us in trouble again. You want to go off half-cocked and go taking on these sons of bitches. I don't know what.
Listen, if they have an armored car, we're going to need it to get that thing blown up. Because if that car comes in our direction, we're goners. There's nothing left.
No shit, there's nothing left. What are we going? What are we here for? What are we here for?
For explosives. Because I was thinking.
And this boy has explosives.
Listen,
What do you got, boy?
Hey, listen there, old timer. Nash knows.
Old timer.
I get
I'm
Nash
37.
knows.
I'm not old.
Well, you are to me. I'm but 16, but I'm telling ya, I make some good
he knows
stuff.
his stuff. He knows his stuff.
All
And
right,
if it
just
wasn't
do what
for
you got to
him-
do.
If it wasn't for him, we would be dead thanks to Joe. He's the one that gave us the supplies.
Hell, Sarah. All right. Just do what you got to do because we're in the thick of it right now. If they got this whole area locked down, and we're here. Oh shit! And what about those heaters? I didn't see any heaters out there, but the Outlanders are sure getting closer, and they're shooting at heaters, and maybe citizens too. I don't know, man. This is some big deal.
My tools are all in my shed. We got to go up top and down to the shed I've got hidden there in the rubble, that old garage. But I'm not certain I've got everything I need there. But we can go take a look, and if we do, I can take your bullets and make them explosive.
Okay.
How long will that take?
If I've got what I need, it'll take a while to to change the head of the bullet.
So let's do.
Have we got that kind of time, Sarah?
Listen, where else are we gonna go? Where else are they? What else we're gonna do?
All right, you want me to go with the boy, or are you going to take him, or should we both go?
I think we should.
I'll go with you, Sarah.
I was gonna say we might want to have one stay with his mom, because I can never forgive myself if something happened to that woman.
Oh, hell, you all right, ain't you?
I can hear you. And she pulls out a hand cannon. I mean, it's like a 44. And she says, I can take care of myself.
I back up a little bit, okay? Okay, all right, we hear you, ma'am. Mm-hmm. See, Sarah, she's got it taken care of. Let's get the hell out of here. Thank you, ma'am.
And as we're about to leave, I shout at her. Listen,
we'll take care of your boy.
Have some stew or soup on the pot for when we come back.
Oh,
and I give her a week.
Oh, that I can do. And she immediately gets up and grabs some canned food, starts opening it up, pouring it into a pot, turning up the heat. You got it. Now again, it's only literally his shed from their little shelters built on a hill, and the shed's just down the hill in an old garage. So it's 25 feet from the shelter.
I'm saying you got some crazy family as we're walking down the hill to get where little Johnny's gonna work.
He's very nervous, looking every direction. He scoots down quickly, and he pulls away some old lumber and stuff, slides into a crack, pokes his head out, and as you both slide into this little shed that he's made into a workshop, he pushes some rubble around and blocks it, and then he starts looking. We're going to have to make a die 6 check here. Why don't you make a die 6 check for me to see if he's got what he needs?
I rolled 3.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so he's going and shuffling through stuff. He pulls out a vial, and he says, I've got, and he shakes it. I've got enough to do maybe 2 bullets. If you want more, we're gonna have to go get more of this. And he shakes it. This is mercury.
I look at him and I'm like, I don't want to waste time. Let's just do the 2 bullets. And I look at you and see, like, kind of trying to read, like, what direction do we go? Do we?
So he takes these bullets from you, and he starts to work on them with his tools. And you kind of, as you talk, you can watch him as he works. He tops these up, seals them, and he said, "There's no way to test them." But so as you guys converse, what you want to do next, he's working on these 2 bullets.
Well, I'm at that woodshed, kind of nervously listening out, see if I hear anything as they're talking. Are y'all done yet? Are y'all done? Damn it! We should have gotten in contact with Simpson. He might know some stuff. We're in heavy, Sarah.
We can go after we get these 2 bullets.
All right, just hurry the hell up. And I go back to looking outside.
Mm-hmm. And he finishes them and he hands them to me and he goes, "Here they are. I don't know if they'd penetrate. I don't know if they'd penetrate that armor or that vehicle, but they'll go through almost any. They'll blow a person up, and they'll go through almost any.
This man's making
stuff.
Armor piercing?
No, this won't go through armor, but it can do some damage." He said, "Now, if I could get some nitroglycerin or something, we could make some real nice explosive stuff."
You want to go try to hunt that down? You want to try to hunt that down, or
we don't need to go into this blind, Sarah. We need to call Simpson. I'm nervous about this, Sarah. Yeah, I'm looking out.
All right, I'm following you.
Get us killed. I'm swearing you're gonna get us killed.
I'm following you.
Let's take the boy back.
All right, so
let's take the boy back.
Go back. I hand you one of the bullets.
Nice. These are pistol bullets, by the way, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay,
you both
okay,
have one
I
of
look at
these explosive bullets, right?
Yep.
All right, and he hurries up the hill, and then again invites you guys in. She hands you a plate of food. You guys can gobble that down. So your wound now is healed from your wreck earlier in the day from this food.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
The boys, he watches you, Langdon, and every once in a while he leans over and says something to his mother, and then he'll watch you, eat and make observations and listen to your conversation, and he'll lean over and whisper something to his mother, and she'll just give him a look like, like, boy, don't be thinking those things about people. But she never says anything verbally to him or you. I mean, you guys all have a normal, cordial lunch.
Yeah.
So and then
I point out to him. I kind of slide out of like a hidden compartment in my pants. I turn to him. I go, just so you know, I have this switchblade still. Mm-hmm. I promised you when I'm done with it, it's yours.
I think he takes it and looks at it.
You'll probably be taking it off her dead body, boy. I'm sorry, ma'am.
I look at him, and I'm like, would you knock it off? Just like that.
Marilyn says,
sure.
Well, in my experience, if you believe you're going to die, you probably do. My boy and I wouldn't still be here if we believed those things. You got to change your attitude there, Mr. What's your name?
Grumpy Pants.
It's Phipps. It's Phipps, man.
Yeah.
But this girl's crazy. This girl's crazy, and she's gonna look. Okay,
but
all right.
It's been my experience. You got to be a little crazy to survive in this world.
I know, but we're down here having a damn tea party, and the world's going to shit up there. Listen, we don't need to go into this blind, sir. We don't know what we're dealing with. We don't know JK's pulled off in the corner of a building, being beat the hell out of. I don't know. Point,
I just grab him by his collar and go, listen, let's finish this meal with my family, respectively. And
okay, my eyes shift over to them like that, and I go, okay. And I visibly try to calm down. All right. Yeah. It's good. It's good stew, man.
The boy stands
but my eyes
up.
Are shifted like that, you know.
The boy stands up, looks at you, and he goes, Mama? And she says, all right, boy. He walks over and pulls away a couple of towels or sheets or something, reaches into a cubby, pulls out a bottle of scotch or brandy or something. Mm-hmm. He brings it over, pops off the top and pours you a shot, and walks over to you, Langdon, and says, now this is good stuff. Maybe this will help calm you down, sir. And he twists the top. He doesn't have any of it. He puts it away. He goes, that's my mama's best medicine. This is 200, 300-year-old whiskey. And
I'm looking at her and looking at him, and I reach out my hand, shaking.
Go ahead, and you do it, and you remember.
I grab it, and while he's pouring it, it's tinking up against the edge of the glass. Okay, and I look at him and say, "Thank you, boy. Thank you, ma'am." And I kind of lean back and drink it, and a little bit of a relaxation starts ebbing over me. Whatever. That's warm. That's good. And I stopped shaking so much.
And he said, Mama don't let me drink this, but she tells me this ain't like that moonshine that Chuck down there makes. You appreciate that. That's Mama's best medicine.
No, you listen to your mom, boy. Don't drink this stuff, but have it ready when I drop by.
Yeah. All right. Now, hopefully y'all can affect some change here without dying. Mama and I don't want to stay in this shelter forever.
We don't plan on dying, and I reach over and grab the switchblade back from him and put it back into my pants.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to go, this is the way to do it, and I hold up the glass for a refill because I just did that shot, okay?
He pours you a half a shot. He said, we got to keep that. This is liquid gold. And he gives you another half shot,
boy.
Right?
All right, boy, but I'll make it through, and I'll be back for another one if I make it through.
Yep.
You all right, ma'am?
Yep.
And then I glance at Sarah like that. Like, you're the reason I'm not going to make it through if I don't. But anyway.
I look at him, I go, well then, are you ready now, sir, to get going?
Okay, what were you waiting for, nightfall? We can get out of here. Let's go contact Simpson. He might know what the hell's going on here. I don't like not knowing, so.
I put the plate down, and I'm like, It was wonderful as usual. Thank you very much for
Right.
that food and all. And then as we get out of like the underground tunnel, I turn to him. I go, "You don't understand. They don't have food. Do you know what it means
Wait a
for
minute.
them
Wait a
to
minute.
make you food?"
Sarah, what in the hell are we doing? Do you think they live underground? Do you think that
I
they
think-
have a way that they have a way to that area? A back way? A tunnel? They might know the underground areas. And I'm halfway up the thing. I said,
Right.
boy, do y'all know? We're trying to get underground in the middle of the town. There was some kind of an antenna that came up.
The boy starts to answer, and you hear both motorcycles start up.
He starts dancing and both motorcycles start up?
No,
And
he starts to answer you, but you hear
Oh.
above, outside, your motorcycles start up.
Okay, I dropped that thought immediately, and then I start clamoring up,
Yeah.
you know.
Unsquirrel, open it,
I'm like,
and
shit,
and as you pop your head out, you see they look like they're not Outlanders or Heaters. They look like they're a couple of scavengers, and they're your bikes
Damn it.
are riding off down the road. Your motorcycle.
Damn it! And I'm tripping my way out of that thing, and
Yep.
I'm running down the road after him. Okay,
Yep.
I'm trying to draw a little glazy-eyed
Yep.
I pull out
bead
my
on him.
I pull out my
So
gun.
let's roll
I got a
initiative.
pistol.
You guys will get at least one shot. You guys need to roll nimbleness to go first.
I'm trying not to hit the bike.
Okay.
5.
Okay, I got a 5.
Okay, so you both can shoot first at normal range, and then they'll extend
5
the
again.
range. Okay. Woo!
Son of a! And then I roll. Ooh, that's based off nimble. I got it.
Nice.
Sorry.
Both of you draw, and I mean this is your lifeblood. These vehicles what gets you around safely in this area. Both of
Yeah.
you draw a bead, and one you see him flinch, and his arms go as he falls
And then
off.
the bike kind of
and the bike-
caterwauls.
Yep, right. And then same thing. You get you're a little bit inebriated, not too bad, but you find
Yeah.
it, bang, same thing. These guys both have one wound, right? So you kill these two. They look like they're just scavengers, guys that came across these bikes and said,
I'm-
"Damn, let's go." They're both
I'm
off
running,
the bikes,
yeah.
kind of run into stuff and wreck. And
I want to
they're
go up and.
I told you,
see
Sarah,
what's
as I
going
say,
on.
as I'm pulling it up, all right? I'm
Yeah.
riding the bike.
Yeah.
I told you, Sarah, we can't stay down there that long. Hell, you can't leave anything out here.
Will you
People will
go
take
up?
it.
I'm searching the body.
the body. These guys are scavengers. They've got some old scrap metal. They've got a couple of cans of food that you can't identify. There's no wrapper on them. They have water, like they have some kind of canteen that feels half full. They have just clothes, dirty, filthy old clothes. A couple of bullets. Let's see here. They have a total of 5 bullets. They're kind of odds and ends. One's a rifle bullet, 2 pistol bullets, and a shotgun shell. And another long bullet, like to a big caliber weapon, right?
And where these boys been? They digging through all kind of stuff.
You see that they have one of these phone jacks that you use to tap into these landlines.
I'm like, what are they doing with this? And I just chuck it towards you to.
Okay, I grab it and look at it and I say, I don't know.
Make a mind check on this, Langdon, as you grab it and look at it.
No.
Okay. So you turn it over in your hands a couple of times. It's pretty worn. It's charred. But it's, for the most part, it might be in working order. Why they're carrying it, who knows? Where it came from, who knows? But it's certainly black with, as if it's been in a fire or something.
Well, hell, man, they could be listening, Sarah, they could be listening in on anything or tapping in anything. At least we got this from them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you may be able to use it. Let's keep it as a backup.
Yeah.
The rest of these, obviously, they didn't get the memo about keeping on the ground.
Right.
If we look at the bright side, if we didn't take them out, those guys in black would have did it sooner or later,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yep.
But we need to hell, and then turn around. Now, how far away? I'm thinking. How far away is where Johnny and them was to this
Oh, this
area
was-
where we saw the antenna? 10 minutes?
That's 10 minutes, 12 minutes. Back toward the garage, right? So the antenna's between Johnny's is closer to the cargo, and then on your way down, you passed somewhere along the route that antenna, and then a few more blocks or a few more miles was the garage, right? So it's all along this stretch.
That corridor. Well, I'm turning the bike around. I got to ask that boy. He was going to tell me something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we push him back.
The boy's standing there. He's basically got his head out. He's watched all of this. He watches you walk back up to him. He's holding the hatch.
I hand him the cans of food.
Yeah.
Donnie, is there any way?
He drops them below. As you hand them to him, he drops them below.
Is there any way, hey, wait a minute, Sarah. That radio.
Yeah.
Give me that radio. And
I hand it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boy. Listen, Sarah.
Yeah.
He can be our eyes. He keep this right here. He can get in contact with us if something's going down.
That's true.
He takes it and turns it around, and he spits on it, and he polishes it off, and he sees where there's a scratched in it with something that says Nash. This was Nash Renshaw's.
What?
That's why it's all black and this belonged and the boy kind of stops and thinks solemnly for a minute.
Sarah, that body that they brought in.
Poor old Nash.
And then I catch myself. You know, the body that they brought into to the bar. This is what that boy's saying. Mm-hmm. And then I catch myself in front of the boy. Sorry about your loss, boy. But you can put it to good use, right?
I feel bad because he came by here and got some serious explosives. I don't know how it happened, but thank you, and I'll use this. Now, how do I call you with this?
You tell him to do that, Sarah. I'm operating.
So I tell him about going to the nearest plug and putting it in the ground, and I kind of give him the lowdown.
Oh yeah, I used this over off 64 Federal in those older woods. I used this for Nash to call Simpton. I used this exact one to call Simpton for Nash. 2 or 3 weeks ago. Before
boy, you
Nash
can keep that on you.
So I know where that's at. Yep, and he hangs it on his belt. It's got a clip he can hang, so he just clips it to his belt, and it hangs there.
You and your mom are getting in any trouble. You can call Sarah or Simpton.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to let us know if you see something going down. You see them guys in black anywhere, or what the hell's going on. And by the way, boy, what was you going to say about them tunnels? Is there any way to get over to? Now I'm telling the intersection of that main thoroughfare, 67.
He climbs out and he says, "Mama, I'll be back in a minute." And he shuts the hatch. You don't hear it locked because she's too infirm to actually go over there, without help. So he knows that this latch it's shut, but it's not locked. And he says, "Follow me." And he takes you over to a little higher ground, climbs up on an old derelict truck, and he pulls out of his pocket an old scope. He says, "Get up here, I'll show you. So as you get up there, he lines it up, and he points out an old car wash, right? It's a building with I mean, you wouldn't necessarily know it's a car wash, but it's like an old car wash. And he says, right below that thing, you see that on the ground, it's a cover. That's the sewers.
Okay, I grab it from him and go like that. Over by the car wash.
Yeah, you should find that building with the lanes, the open lanes, on the far left side of that. Go down until you see
great.
And you'll see a grate. I'm telling you though, you don't.
And you're telling me that's
that'll get you. That'll get you into the sewers, but I don't know if you want to go down there.
Yeah,
why not?
Bunch of scavengers down there.
Scavengers, among other creatures. You don't want to be caught in the dark down there with those things, rats,
things?
Roaches, and crazy people.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Johnny.
Yeah.
You've been
What do you mean by
a help.
crazy people? Like, are they deformed looking?
Yes.
Hell, Sarah, if you don't know by now.
Yes. They look like they should be like us, but they ain't like us.
I look at
Oh,
him.
geez, Sarah. Sarah, are you talking about that same shit that we encountered on
Yes,
the mountainside?
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, well, they bleed. You know that. You know that.
I don't recommend you go down there, but that would be your access to the sewers, right there.
But if we can get to what we need to know. Damn it, Sarah! I told you. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, bud. Get back here to your mama.
He quickly runs, drops down, runs across. You see him drop into their little.
I'm like, and before he does, I'm like, and remember, give us a call if you need us.
Yeah.
Let us know if you see anything. And then it poke.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
And meanwhile, he did this unwittingly, left you standing there with his scope. Right? He took off, not forgetting
I
your
look at
own-
it and I go, "Well, I have to get this back to the boy," and I slip it in my little container.
And I look at you and I'm like, what the hell are we going to do? We're damned if we do and damned if we don't.
I don't like the size of it, Sarah, but something's going down here, and I don't know what came up there. It might have something to do with those guys.
How did that being, if they're in the sewers, how did they get out of how did that get out of the sewer?
There's
Think
only
about
one way to find out. How did what get out of the sewer?
So
Whatever the hell
Johnny said those beings, those deformed people, live and are underneath there. How did that one get out all the way over where we were at?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're in more than one place. Maybe there's just an infestation of them here.
I just don't want to go down the sewers, but I'm going to follow your lead, whatever you think's best.
Oh, hell, Sarah. I don't know what's best. I just know that we need to... I want to know what's going on. I think we need to call Simpton. We need to call Simpton to see if he knows what it... So we ain't running blind here.
So
this
let's
whole area has
call-
been shut down. And like it or not, you're responsible for this area.
Yeah, well, I thought I was going to die. I didn't think that I would be living here today.
I know. But the reality is you took this job on. And me, I've reluctantly followed your ass. And it's just gotten worse since then.
Listen,
Something's in this area.
The snow begins to fall. Right? You start seeing large snowflakes falling.
Yeah, I start chilling a little bit. We got to do it.
Let's go call them and find out.
Okay.
All right.
So the closest area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That would be 64 and Federal, right? So back down through town.
Yep.
How do you want to go? Do you want to circumvent 62, the big building, or what do you want to do there?
We'll just go to the main thoroughfare. It looks like maybe a lot of this stuff is emptied out.
So you want to pass by that garage?
No.
Oh, no. We'll go. We'll circumvent that. Yes,
Okay.
we'll bypass that.
So as you do, and again, a couple of times you see and hear, scavengers among the rocks and the rubble. A couple of times you pass, look down roadways, and you see a pack of these outlanders attacking or pulling somebody to the ground. You see them fighting and scuffling among themselves as the snow is falling. You pull in here, again, in this old ruin, over to this area, dig out this line, and attach your phone. Make a roll for your, this is just a straight roll, 1 to 3 on the die 6, Sarah.
I got a 6.
Okay, so you hook the phone in, and you realize when you slammed it and ripped it loose, you've stripped some of the wires. It's going to take you a little bit to get this thing wired in. Okay.
Damn, Sarah, what did you do? And
So you're going to have to kind of wire it in now because your phone you damaged a little bit.
I
right?
didn't mean to do this. Okay?
Just hotwire this shit. I got your back. And I'm standing at the corner looking down. Damn, these scavengers are out like crazy. The snow's falling.
And you're actually hearing noises around this area. And you realize, as you hear some whipping and hollowing, you realize there's a pack of these coming towards your building. They don't seem to be looking for you, but maybe they're thinking about your building as cover from the snow that you're in. You've got this wired up now, Sarah. It's wired back up, and you can dial, right?
So I dial and I go, here, and I hand him the phone and I'm like, I'll keep watch.
You were calling who, Sarah? Who did you dial?
The guy that he was talking
Simpton?
about.
Okay.
Simpton?
Yep.
Okay, and now I'm standing up and I grab this phone. I'm like, what?
Hello?
Pull something in front of us.
Hello?
Hello? What's Simpton? Simpton, this is Langdon.
Langdon, what's going on? This is
Langdon, look, bud. It looks like me and Sarah's running some shit out here. We're in District 27 over at the 64th and Federal Junction, tapping into you.
Yeah,
and,
I know that.
I
know that spot. What's going on? And you see these kids now. Kids, they're teenagers. Sarah, as they start to come in the windows and the doors of this ruin, as you guys are behind the floor, behind rubbish. I'm
trying to keep a low profile. Listen, Simpton. Some outlanders, some scavengers are coming in this building now. But listen, I need to know, bud. Do you know anything about some kind of special unit that's coming out here taking over? They're quartered. They're housed in. They took over the old building at where it used to be a motorcycle shop or something. JK was coming out here. We was trying to find him.
What? And you hear whoop 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 as they go ah, and you notice Sarah they
son of a.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. Right. Yeah, I go and pop off one at them.
Okay, so let's roll initiative, everybody.
Yeah, I'm dropping the phone and all right.
You guys are behind rubble cover as this pack is coming, right? It's about 5.
Okay.
What did you roll? I'm sorry.
Right.
4.
So you'll get to go first.
I just rolled a 2.
Okay, so you'll go after this swarm. All right, Sarah. Yeah. So as this swarm comes racing onto, I have to roll randomly. I'm not certain who they're going for. They attack it as a swarm. 3. It's gonna be the guy on the phone, right? As he jumps up, you see they're all encircling. They're encircling Langdon.
All right,
gotcha.
I'm gonna shoot at one of them.
Okay.
What's encircling him?
There's 5 of them.
2. Yeah.
No warning.
Just a little pow, right? You lose your focus. It's a little cold, and they came out of nowhere. Bullet into the air. Okay. They are attacking you, sir, as a swarm. They manage to swarm you, and they're pulling on your arm, your clothes, and your weapons. One of them pulls free a rifle and goes ah! And he starts,
me, you little sons of bitches!
And he starts running out. This pack starts to follow him out with this rifle. He's we got this rifle, and they start running for the door as a pack.
Shit! They just took my rifle.
Yeah, you can shoot at them. Of course, it's your turn.
Give me back that rifle, you sons of bitches, or I'll shoot.
And they're running.
Right.
This pack's they're jumping. We got a.
Okay.
One of them stops at the at the edge of these windows and rubble, and he's pointing it back at you sloppily.
All right. I'm just holding it. Damn it, boy. Leave before I have to take you out. And I got my gun, and Simpson's probably crackling on the other side.
All right, make a person check. See if you intimidate him enough not to put a bullet between your eyes.
I'm giving him the option to take the gun.
Right.
3. That is a fail.
Okay. So he fires off a shot at you in a direction.
Gotcha.
It hits way over your head in the dark, and it's in the rubble. And then he shoots this thing, and then kind of looks at it. And goes, and he turns and runs, and this whole pack of kids chase with him out.
Can I shoot at him?
Yep.
As he's running?
Yeah, they're running down the street now with a rifle. They're thrilled, right?
2. No.
Okay, so 2. You take aim and miss them as they run away in the snow down the street with your rifle.
Okay, I'm picking up the phone, and I'm going, Simpson, you there? Simpson.
Yeah, what is going on? What's going on?
Damn got swarmed by these wild pack of kids that came in it. They took my rifle. Damn, I still got.
They got your rifle. Oh my God.
Yeah, there was 5 of them. There's 5 of them. They jumped.
Right.
Listen, Simpson. Look, there's a lot going. There's some stuff going on here we don't understand.
Okay.
We went out for a simple thing to track down JK.
Okay.
We had heard that he had left off to the old motorcycle shop or something. I knew he was coming in when Crazy Joe had me pinned up out there working on that. I knew J.K. was coming out here to someplace.
Okay.
Found out it was 62nd and Federal.
Oh yeah, I've
that
been
old
there.
building out there.
I helped Nash secure that when he rescued J.K. Yeah.
Okay, Nash, y'all secured that, but right now, you know exactly where the place is.
Yeah.
I knock on it, and there was two guys that came out. They were on top. They were dressed in black. They had professional equipment, nothing like you'll see out here in District 27. Now, obviously, somewhere else, they would not show where they were. We let them know that we was Sarah let them know that she was a district warden. Okay. They laughed it off and told us to move along. Okay. We called she dialed up the Denver. Yeah. Denver, and they said for us not to oblige. That's fine. That's right? Fine. Yeah, all but right. Do you know anything what's going on?
Listen to me, Langdon. Hand this phone over to Sarah. She's the official warden. Would you?
Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
I take the phone.
Sarah. Now I know what you all have done for the district and taken out Crazy Joe, and you don't know this Langdon character. Any more than you know J.K. And I want to tell this to you, so don't share this information with Langdon until you know for sure whether he can be trusted, right?
Uh-huh.
That's they're called the COA.
Okay.
They're the Confederate Organization of Americans. They are a paramilitary unit, incredibly dangerous. We haven't seen them in these parts. I'm not certain why the Denver Civic Authority would not have told you something. That's an interesting fact that I can't explain. But I will say this: they are rumors. They're like the boogeyman. They show up in these districts, and people go missing. They take over these districts. Things change mightily, especially if there's resources. So if they're here, if they've managed to get to Denver. Mm-hmm. This is a major threat to our liberty and to our future.
JK's missing, so he was heading to them.
Well, listen. I'm going to tell you now. I wouldn't work. I don't know if you can prioritize JK. Again, you didn't know. We don't know JK that well. We know that both he and Langdon were working on a helicopter for Crazy Joe. That's all we know.
Very true, sir. And I just kind of look at him like something's going down.
Okay, now I didn't listen to any of that, guys.
Right? Yeah, he wanted to make sure you didn't hear it, so he would have.
No, I mean I literally didn't. I took my earphones off, so all that conversation is legit.
Oh, awesome!
All right,
awesome.
So yeah, I don't know. Okay. So anyway, you look at me and say, "What now? What did he say, Sarah? What is he saying?"
And I just kind of put my fingers up, shh. So, is there anything else you know?
I know this is a bad sign, and until I can investigate on my end why the Denver Civil Authority didn't give you any information and told you to obey them, I have to do some investigation on my side, see what's going on in the Denver Civil Authority. Give me a couple of days, and I'll meet you there in your little village in a couple of days, and I'll tell you what I've learned, if I've learned anything. But I'm telling you now, them here, that's a bad sign.
All right, deal. I understand.
Okay. And JK?
Yeah?
If he's legit, I'm sorry. If he ain't legit, either way, if he's out in that wasteland and he's got himself in trouble, there's not much you can do about that. But if he's connected to these guys, that could be a big problem.
Okay, understood.
Okay.
And then I hang up. And as I hang up, I pull out my gun and I point it right at you. Put your headphones
You got your headphones in?
Put your headphones in.
I'm back.
So, I'm back. I hang up the phone. I put my gun right in your face.
In my face?
In your face.
Whoa, wait a minute, Sarah.
Listen.
What is going on here?
What do you know about JK? And you better tell me and spill the beans about everything you know. If you betray me, there will be a bullet in your head. And your
You're freaking
head will be
psycho,
next
Sarah.
to-
You're psycho, I'm telling you. I saw it on the mountain. I saw it in the tunnel. You're freaking crazy. And I'm shaking like that. Okay, look. I don't know.
How much do you know about JK? Give me
Look.
all the information. you know.
All I know is that Crazy Joe threw me in that pen and wanted me to help teach and pilot that craft. All right? That's all he did, and he had JK thrown in there with me, and JK would leave off. JK was his mechanic.
How do
He
you
would come into town. How well do I know him?
Yes.
Look,
Choose
all
your
I
words
know-
wisely.
all I
because
know.
Life and my life and the village life depends on it.
Look, all I know is that the son of a bitch would come in there and bring me tools and help me work on it. He was a mechanic too. Then he would tell me that Crazy Joe needed him, and that they would pull him out, and he would have to go into town because he had to do some work in town. I didn't know where until now, today. He would come back in a couple of days and help me with the copter some. I just got to like the old guy because he seemed personable. I mean, he's a 70-year-old man. I wasn't threatened by him.
Do
You know,
trust
JK,
him?
you met him.
Do you trust him?
Look,
If your
Sarah,
life depended on it,
I don't trust anybody as far as I control it, but I like the guy. I don't trust I don't trust you. The way you're acting right now, waving that gun in my face, I don't trust you. I trust JK more than I trust you. He's never did anything like this. So what do you want to do? Do you want to pull that trigger now and not even worry about it?
I pull the gun back where you hear a little click, and I'm
So you're
like,
cocking the hammer.
yeah, I go, if you betray me and my village and my family who fed you, I swear to God, your head will be right next to Crazy Joe's. And I put the gun away and I go, we've got some trouble. So choose between looking for JK or us putting down the COA. It's a militia, military, unit that we are dealing against. They are
COA? I've never heard of them. What are you talking about?
So it's some Confederate operational group that basically they go around, they go and raid places, even towns, get supplies, okay? And then sometimes people go missing, but they're here, and it's not good.
They're here. I knew it was some deep shit. I told you, Sarah. I told you. You're going to be a ruin to us all. You're going to be a ruin to me.
So listen to me.
You got to think.
You
Think clearly.
listen, will you shut up? You know nothing. I was not supposed to tell you anything. I'm told to not trust you right now, and I'm told not to trust JK. That's why I pull my weapon on you, to determine if I trust you.
Because they think because we were held up by Crazy Joe, I helped you kill that bastard. I
know.
helped you kill that bastard.
Why do you think I didn't pull the trigger?
All right, listen, either we're in this together or we're not.
So listen, I'm under orders.
I've shown my colors.
Listen,
I've shown my true colors in that tunnel.
I am told
Sons of
not
bitches.
I'm told not to tell you, but we are to report back in town because he's going to do research. Okay, you know nothing. You know nothing.
You talking about Simpson?
Yes.
Simpson knows about this? I knew it. I
Told
knew
me
he'd do
not
some
to
shit.
trust you. He told me not to trust you and disclose anything. Listen to me.
Let's get back. Let's get back.
He said he's going to do research and get back to us in a couple days and meet up in the town. But you know nothing. I didn't tell you anything. Something's fishy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know
the snow
nothing
is
anymore
starting
these
to
days.
pile in these
Yeah.
holes in the ruins, and of course it's getting darker and colder.
Let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. I'm about to freeze to
Yeah,
death.
let's go.
Okay.
I need to get back to my little shit box.
And I
I
back
step out.
up.
I step back and crank on him. I'm pissed off a little bit. Whatever.
Sure.
Come on.
Sure.
Come on. And I crank it up and let's get the hell out.
In the cold, in the dark, to your surprise, of course, not really to your surprise, but maybe because of the cold and the snow, as you zip through and find your way home to the cargo units, you haven't seen scavengers and heaters and things out because they're probably taking shelter as the night's coming and it's cold. You get back to camp, back to the cargo village, and slide to a stop. And of course, just as it's fully dark, probably another 4 inches of snow have already fallen, and that is where we will fade to black until the next session.
Oh man!
Great. That's so great, but
We have to, because you've only got 7 minutes.
I
Donnie.
know the wife is about to come home and pull in.
Oh man!
You cannot pick this over your wife. It's not good marriage.
I know,
it's not
right?
good marriage counseling.
I know, right? So
We'll
why
be playing
are you
marriage
guys-
counseling, the RPG. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you guys filing for divorce? Well, my wife wouldn't stop playing games.
That's awesome. That was good. My God, that was fun.
That was amazing.
I tell you, man,
Gee
I love
whiz.
this random seed stuff. Oh
Yes.
my God, it's so cool. I
Yeah,
rolled.
I don't know what the
let's
hell's
see. I
going
had
on.
one. We had the first roll that you made, Donnie, to set up the initial seed, which was J.K. wanting to talk to you about the garage,
Motorcycle.
and then the rest was all random rolls. One
That's
of those
awesome.
one of the random rolls was also on the seed call list. The others were random events that came up. So very cool.
Nice.
All of this is random, and then we just kind of build this
Yeah.
organic play space. Very cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope J.K. I mean, if he was at a hospital and Simpson knew anything about it, he would have spoken up.
Yeah.
Unless it was lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's the
Now
rats
I
are
have
back. The
names.
rats are back in their hole, though.
Yeah. Now he has me wondering, can we trust him because he didn't want me to tell you anything.
Right? I mean, all you guys know is the Denver Civic Unity told you to listen to him and keep your mouth shut, do what you're told. He's
Yep.
telling you he's going to investigate. You never know, right? You don't know
But
who
he
you can
also
trust.
said,
Who
I
can you
can't
trust?
No, that's why
Exactly.
I took my earplugs out and said, y'all say whatever you want to say, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah, when she
Yeah,
started gun in my
crazy.
face, I was like, "What the hell? Are you psycho, bitch?
As crazy as she comes off, that was the only logic thing.
You're just confirming all of my."
Right. Yeah.
She's a half-cocked, short,
Exactly.
short fused.
It's awesome. That was awesome. I tell you, man, I'm digging the world. I'm digging the session. The characters are freaking amazing. You guys are unbelievable. It's so cool. It's so fun to watch. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's
so-
good.
So session 5, we'll pick up with we'll roll another random encounter to start session 5, but you'll
Yeah.
obviously know you have a meeting with Simpton. So we'll probably
Yeah.
start with your meeting with Simpton, right? But we'll
If it
roll
is a
some
meeting,
of the events,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably pull up in that same armored Jeep, and Simpson's gonna hop out. You're like, that son of a.
Exactly.
What?
Not to give you any ideas or anything. But
No.
I know.
you'll be writing that on a seat. You'll be like, roll 7.
Yeah, right. Number 12. Symptom climbs out of a
Or
koa
the
jeep.
ultimate betrayal.
I know
Little
them.
Johnny and his mom are with the COA. They're undercover agents for COA, and we get killed going there.
You're like, you got to think. What do we do? I mean, that's what I love about it, because it's live. It's in the moment. Some
Yep.
crap can happen.
And it is for me. I was
Yeah.
talking with my wife. For me, this style has been the philosophical change for me in the GM's chair, because I have to create. I have some grounding. We have the world. We have you.
Yeah.
I have the chart. But there's no guaranteed story thing going on, right? And so I get to create
Yeah.
as much as you guys get to create, right?
One
Yeah,
thing Another thing, Jason, too, is whenever that timer aspect is simply rolling another thing that's going to like chain reaction with other things going around in there, and you're like, oh my God, it's like bombs going off all around you.
So what I do is after every major event, so that's marked by whether you have a encounter or whether you have a conversation or whether you solve one of the issues, I immediately check to see if something new comes up. So I'm just through the whole session, something new can pop up, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So as opposed to in D&D you roll wandering monsters every whatever turn you're supposed to.
Yeah.
In this, I'm doing it based on what you guys are actually triggering through dialogue or events or solving one problem after another, right?
Yeah.
But what's crazy is you got the Outlanders moving into the city, and all this stuff is happening anyway, just the situation.
Yeah.
And like even when those guys took my thing, that was just naturally.
Yeah.
That is because Outlanders are coming in. That's one element, and then you got this other group that I don't know what the hell is going on here.
Exactly.
Right. And then something else could go off that would trigger.
It's just building and piling on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all bumping up against each other.
Pressure. You're like, what do you do? Like, I didn't want to make a move. I didn't want to shoot one of the Outlanders that were coming in there, those kids, because I didn't want to draw attention from more people.
Right.
So I was hoping they wouldn't see us until it was too late, you know?
Right. I know you were popping off. I'm like, just let the sons of bitches go.
I rolled. So as you were talking to Symptom, I rolled every time you said a
I know.
So you might actually say 5 or 6 things. Then I rolled to see if they heard you, and then I would respond to Symptom, and you'd say what you say, and I'd roll to see if they heard you. I think it was the third phrase you said they heard you. Right.
That was perfect because I'm like, I gotta go.
Wait a second. I want to put you on hold for a minute.
And she just pops up and she starts capping their asses. They're all like teenagers and stuff.
Yeah, they tend to want to take things more than kill you, right?
Yeah.
So instead of wounding you, they take something off of you. So on that, they can wound you if they're desperate.
Sometimes it's worse because if you ain't got nothing on you, just ask for that.
Yeah, then it would be. Then it could get ugly, right? Right.
Yeah, it's like scavengers. You know, it reminds me of that video game. I can't remember that old Sega game where them little gnomes would come out and Golden Axe or whatever. Golden Axe, I think.
Oh, right. And
then they would steal all your crap and run off. And you're like, sons of bitches.
I forgot about that game. That's right.
That's what those guys remind me of. Come out of the woodwork like rats and just take all your crap and run off. You're like, I hate this place. Oh, jeez.
Awesome. Yes, I had 5 random things come up in that. Yeah,
nice.
Very fun. Very cool. Outstanding.
Oh,
well, thank you guys again for another great, fun 2-hour.
Yes,
it's like a great 2-hour movie, man.
It is. TV show to be continued.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm still trying to figure her out. You know, it's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell Langdon's very nervous about being killed out here.
Well, it's good. She's got a death wish, man, and he's like, "Why do you have a death wish and want to do this?" It's like the only reason you're a warden is so you can pop off and kill people.
Yeah.
You know, and you're passing me. You take care. Like I'm your secretary. You take care of all this legal crap.
Exactly.
I'm going to hunt somebody down. I'm going to kill a criminal.
Here, talk to the. We're gonna call the boss. You talk to the boss. I'm gonna go shoot something.
She's got up aggression. She's trying to let out.
She's She is action versus talk.
She's looking for another thing to fill that void of not having to focus on Crazy Joe. So she's just like got all that energy. That's why I was like, I figured this cooler weather would have calmed your heat down.
In this crazy post-apocalyptic world, there's all kinds of Crazy Joe that can come up, which is sweet. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
very good. I'm gonna stop the recording. We can then say our goodbyes. Thank you, guys. Both fantastic.
Thank you for running a great game. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
let me kill this.